Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good, good. So we finally meet.
Yes, we finally meet.
We had some
Actually, 4 to 5
struggles,
days
right?
back, I was facing huge issue in Cambly server.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it happens, so don't worry
Yeah,
about that. It
yeah,
happens.
but of time, right?
You were earlier this time. Yeah, so
Yes,
it's great.
yeah, and I
So,
also complained the Cambly application that I was available that point of time. Still, I was not able to call the tutor.
oh, okay. No, no problem. And actually sometimes we also put some tickets on that just to make sure that everything runs smoothly for you. So don't worry.
Yeah.
So I read your message, and you're interested in having like a role play for an interview. Is that correct?
Yes, one of the viewers asked me actually.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just
first of all, where are you from, ma'am?
oh, I'm from El Paso, Texas.
Texas. Okay,
Texas. It's right between. It's right in the border with Mexico, actually.
Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, okay, ma'am. We can start.
Sure. All right. Okay. So I'll be playing the role of the interviewer, and you will be the candidate.
Yeah,
So
just the common questions,
mhm.
right? Yeah,
Yes. So just can you tell me, just to make sure I get your name correctly, is it pronounced Deepak or Deepak?
yeah,
Deepak?
yeah. Deepak. Yeah,
Deepak.
Deepak.
All right, Deepak. All right. Deepak, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Deepak Subhash Bargujar. I'm basically from Dhule district, but for job purpose living in Pune. I did my diploma in mechanical from YCMOU.
Mhm.
I belong to a humble family, and my strengths are I'm self-motivated, dedicated, punctual, disciplined, and hardworking person. My short-term goal is to get a job in reputed company, and my long-term goal is to achieve higher position in the same company and help the organization too. And my hobbies are uh, playing cricket, reading book,
All right.
and surfing internet. That is all about me.
All right. That was a great introduction. And
Thank you, ma'am.
tell me, Deepak, why should we hire you?
Yeah, I'm glad, first of all, that you asked this question. Leadership qualities are a bonus for this position, and in my 6 years of experience, I have effectively managed uh, teams over 6 people, and I will bring those leadership qualities and abilities to this position. And yeah, I also possess a skill of combination and experience that make me stand out from the crowd.
Okay. So you think you fill in because you have leadership qualities right now that
Qualities,
will
yeah,
help you fill in this position, right?
yes.
All right. And can you tell me a little bit about the reason of why did you leave your previous job?
Yeah, because I'm ready for the next challenge, I feel. And I love the people I worked with and projects I worked on. And but at some point, I realized that I was not being challenged as I used to be. So that is why I decided.
All right, Deepak. And just a little extra question there for you.
Yes,
You
definitely.
mentioned you mentioned right now that you felt that you weren't being challenged enough. So to you, what would be a good challenge for you?
Good challenge means the machines were not advanced there, right? Because I wanted to learn advanced machine, That was the big challenge. That was the problem there.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
wanted to learn more about the machinery, right?
Yeah, machinery, right?
All right. And now, Deepak, can you tell me a little bit about your strengths or what would make you a good candidate?
Good candidate. Yeah, as I told you, I'm a self-motivated, right, disciplined person. I do my work within the time, and I'm very punctual
Right. So
because I have. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So you are self-motivated, which is also
Yeah,
considered self-driven, right? And
right.
you try to be always really responsible and on time with your assignments.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
All right.
No doubt.
Now, the next question would be, Deepak, can you tell me one weakness about you?
Yeah. One weakness is that I would like to tell you of mine is I want each and every work get done, perfectly. That never happens actually.
Yes.
Right, that is my weakness.
Yes, sometimes we want to achieve perfection, right? And we are human.
Yes,
We are human beings, so it's normal not to achieve it, right?
it's normal. Yeah, that is what I wanted to tell you.
All right, that's absolutely right. And another question that I would like to ask you, Deepak, it's
Yeah.
can you tell me a problem that you faced in your previous job? It can be you can choose any type of problem. It can be either work problem or just like relationships with your colleagues problem, your day-to-day interaction. Can you tell me a problem or a challenge that you faced and how did you solve it?
Yeah, I didn't face any connection problem between the people there, right? Because people in last company were very humble, right? So I didn't find any problem. But in terms of facilities were very less, I would say, because we were not given any kind of meal there, right? Or other services by the company.
Okay.
I found difficulties in that only.
Okay. And as for the difficulties, what possible solution you did you suggest or provided during this difficulty?
Yeah. See, I cannot tell the organization that you should provide this or that, right?
Sure, sure.
So it is so it is always better to find another organization where I can position there, and I can do better in the upcoming organization.
Okay, so for example, this particular organization was not very open to suggestions, right?
Right.
All right, got it.
If I suggest them, then they are not going to focus on that.
All right.
That
And
was the main issue.
sure. And if you had the opportunity, if I were to call you to start right away tomorrow, would you be able to do that?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Yes, definitely. I'm ready to start from today, from now.
All right. Those are great answers, Deepak.
Yeah, and I am really excited to work with this
All right.
organization.
So, Deepak, just a couple of suggestions since we have a couple of minutes still.
Yeah.
Turns out, Deepak, that I do have some experience with interviews myself. So not so much of being the interviewer, but having a lot of interviews, right? When you need to look for a job and eventually go through many interviews.
Right.
So introducing yourself, it's really good that you mention your strengths. That is awesome. It's a great
Okay.
quality. It's also good that you are somewhat flexible because we do. It's important that we talk about our mostly. Obviously, they're going to focus on the professional side, right? But you can
Right.
you can also throw in there. I have a family. For example, I'm just mentioning just a few examples. I have a
Yeah.
family. I have 2 kids, and just a little bit of your personal, not too much, but a little bit of your personal life. It's okay to throw it in there every now and then. Why should we hire you? You mentioned your strengths, which is good. Why should we hire you? And strengths can be a combination of both, right? So, for example, hiring you, it's a combination of technical skills and also human skills. For example, emotional intelligence. One of the things that you mentioned that I was typing is that you are good, you are self-motivated. So you can combine self-motivation with I'm really tech savvy, for example. I'm really good with computers. I learn really fast. So it's also a good thing to throw in there. What else? Weakness. Trying to do perfect is okay. However, it's best known that when we want to throw a weakness, it's better that we focus on a weakness that it's not going to affect our potential job application. For example, let's pretend that I'm going, I'm sorry about that. I have a little bit of a sore throat.
No,
I apologize.
Just make sure that you don't have a corona.
No, I'm actually drinking some hot tea.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
No, I hope I don't have a cold. And just throw in there a little bit of, for example, it's okay to say that you like to do things right, perfectly since the very first time. However, it's better if we focus on a weakness that we know it's not going to be relevant for our application. For example, if let's pretend that I'm going to apply for a cooking position. I can say, you know what? I'm not very good with computers.
Right.
It's somewhat too extreme of an example, right?
Extreme.
Yes, but you, for example, let's say, since I'm not really knowledgeable about engineering positions, you can say that perhaps if you're a mechanical engineer and you're applying for an electronic engineer, you can say a weakness related to the mechanical engineer, since the position itself is electronic engineer, right? So something that it's not going to compromise your selection, you being chosen for the position. And overall, you did great, Deepak.
Thank you very much for your compliment. Actually, in reality, I have not managed teams, but this was just a role play, right?
Yes.
Because many viewers were asking me how to give an interview and how to introduce yourself in front of the interviewer, right? Many people face this issue.
Yes.
And nowadays, many people have lost their job, right, because of this corona. So they find difficulties.
Yes, unfortunately, it is a challenge right now to look for a job. And one of the things that I can best recommend for you or for any person applying for a potential job opening is that you always portray yourself, that you show yourself as someone who is not only good with technical skills, but also good with emotional intelligence of how you get along with others. Because many companies will now eventually take that into account. And they find that part of an applicant really important. Oh, and also, for example, decision making. Whenever they ask you, tell me a problem that you faced or a challenge and how did you solve it? They want to test your decision making skills. So what happened here? I don't know. We had a machine that went down, and unfortunately, it was a huge day for production, for example. And we had to restart the machine. I worked with my colleagues on it. We all worked together. Team skill abilities.
Team skills ability.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is more important, actually, right, in terms of getting job.
Yes, that is correct. Any questions you might have, Deepak?
No, not at all. But this is what I wanted to play a role, actually, just interview, because practice happens, when we speak.
That's great. And just as a little extra tip before we go, try to keep a journal in English of whatever you want to write so you can practice new vocabulary.
All right, all
right?
right.